Every year around the new year, I do a bunch of activities to reset my life, to create a fresh slate, to create a new start for the year ahead. Not in a new year, new me way, but in a why not take advantage of this time of year and the hope and the optimism that it brings. One thing that I love to do around the New Year's is declutter my space and design my environment for the kind of behaviors that I want to do more of in the year ahead. Today, I'm on a decluttering mission. I want to declutter this area under the dishwasher, these drawers in our lounge room that truly are just junk drawers, the tool drawer, which we actually use all the time and it's just become a complete mess. It's so hard to use. And this space in the bathroom. As you can see, it's not very usable, it's not very functional. So I started with this space in my kitchen, I cleared everything out, I gave this area a good spray and wipe because it was definitely in need of one. This space is just for cleaning items, dishwasher tablets, that type of thing. I reorganized, I regrouped, and I put everything back in. This is what it looked like before. A mess. Also kind of sparse. I wasn't really using this space well. I actually ended up collecting some items around the house where it would make sense to rehome them here. And this is what it looked like after. Way better, way fresher, way neater. Next is the coffee table in our lounge room. This actually used to live in Luke's area and at some point it was moved out and I never really cleaned out the drawers. They just became these junk drawers in the middle of our house filled with random stuff. Super not usable, not helpful, but they are in the center of the house, so they really should be useful drawers. As you can see, there's a lot of stationery in here. This is all Luke's stationery, and I know he uses it a lot, so I wanted to keep that. But all this stuff was spread over 2 drawers, and it wasn't necessary. I ended up organizing it all into just 1 drawer, which felt really good because that meant an empty drawer. I tested out all of the pens, made sure that they were all functional and usable. In the second drawer, I put all of our reusable gift bags that we've been given over time that we definitely want to use again. If we're gonna wrap a gift, it's usually gonna be out here. I also have scissors and I have sticky tape in the next drawer, so it's kind of the perfect little gifting setup. This space now feels like a breath of fresh air. So I kept all of Luke's stationery. I feel like that's just a good thing to have in the middle of the house. This is honestly just for present wrapping. Any present wrapping we do, it's always usually out here, so I want to have that easy to access. Lighters and a torch, just a good thing to have it easy to access. These are for if the power goes out, just never know. This is probably the most random thing in here. I'm not sure where this should live. We have a radio in case of emergency and then just these little talking cards. Sometimes these are fun to grab out if you have people over. And because the second drawer was completely cleared out, we now have space for gift bags. These are all gift bags that we've been given over time. You gotta reuse your gift bags. Just as a reminder, here is the before and here is the after. This was good because it gave us another drawer for our tools, which was much needed. As you can see, this tool drawer is so full. As always, I took everything out and I spread all the tools over 2 drawers, which was honestly so necessary. This looks and feels so much better. We use this drawer all the time just for random little things around the house. So having this organized feels like a weight lifted. I've already used this tool space a few times since decluttering it. It looks so much better. It is so much easier to use. This was so needed. Glorious, gorgeous. We should have moved to a 2-drawer situation 5 years ago. I'm so glad that I decluttered the kitchen coffee table. Otherwise, I would have tried to declutter this and fit it all into the one space, but this is so much better. The next space I wanted to look at were these shelves in our bathroom. This had gotten to the point where, you know, if a space in your home has gotten overly cluttered and you get to the point where you almost want to avoid it, that was where this was at. I didn't want to look at it. I feel like things have just been a little more chaotic this year. I haven't been keeping up with the decluttering, the organizing as much as I'd like to, and this is a prime example of that. Once I got all the items onto the floor and I took all the things out of their original spaces, I started to quickly realize how much junk had accumulated in this space over the year. Things that just shouldn't have been there had been stuffed there. Things that were out of date had to go. Boxes and containers that were empty were in there. So obviously it felt really good to go through and declutter this space. And I also decided to use these other containers that I had for something else that happened to just fit really well here instead of the bigger tubs. Because the containers I was using were so big, there were so many different types of items in the one space. What I really need is a label maker because this is how I've organized things. This is all teeth stuff, anything related to teeth here. Skincare and beauty, all hair stuff. This one is a bit of a mishmash, maybe hygiene, deodorant and soap. This is fake tan and shaving stuff, which somehow makes sense in my head. Nail stuff, anything ear related, And this is all Luke's beard stuff. And I also did the KonMari folding down here. I feel like your brain can only handle the grouping of so many categories in the one space. Dividing things up like this made it feel a lot better for my brain, made it feel more manageable. So if it does get more overwhelming in the future, which it happens, it should feel a little less overwhelming to then go in and organize it. So this is what it all looked like before. And here is how it was looking after. After that, I had a few little bits and bobs to do. So I put some hooks in this broom cupboard. We have these fly swatters. They don't have a home. They're always just lying around the house randomly. And we do live in a space where, unfortunately, there are flies occasionally. So I really wanted to create a home for them rather than just having them randomly around the house. I put these tiny little command hooks up in the broom cupboard. I hung my fly swatters. Super luxurious. I know my life is really unattainable. I also put this little rack inside of our under the sink cupboard. Like you saw in the last video, we moved a few things with the cat food. And this rack was just from Kmart. A few things that I want to design my environment to make it easier for myself to do are these neck exercises, these facial massage exercises, and also this journaling exercise. Even though I always say that I want to do these more, there's just a little bit of friction between me and actually opening these videos and starting them. So I decided to create some QR codes. I used Canva to do this. It has apps that help you to generate QR codes super easily. I printed my QR codes out and I actually put them on my little table beside my Nook couch. I have TMJ and I also just sit at my computer a lot, so any kind of neck exercises are really good for me to do. These facial massage exercises are so relaxing, so calming, and so good for any kind of TMJ or jaw pain. They are designed to be no Botox, very beauty focused, very change the shape of your face focused, but honestly, I've used these to help with headaches, to help with jaw pain. I have no idea if the facial massage effects that are advertised actually work, but I do know that these are really relaxing and helpful for my jaw, so I want to make it easier to do them. I've realized since getting my brick, which blocks social media with a tap of your phone, that I really like having something physical. So with these QR codes, I'm hoping that having them there and having them visible will trigger me to do these videos a lot more, rather than having them as a shortcut in my phone. If you have an Intention membership and you're thinking you might do a QR code to one of the mind prompt tracks or one of the affirmation tracks or any of the tracks that are on Intention, I did learn from doing this that the Circle app doesn't allow for deep linking. So you can't do a QR code that links to a specific session, which I know, it sucks. I'm still going to leave the QR code there because the Getting Unstuck session on the Intention membership I love. I usually chuck it on if I have a problem I want to solve and I want to journal on it, and it can be the tiniest of problems. I think Getting Unstuck makes it sound dramatic, like you have to be in a really bad position, but it can be quite literally the smallest of problems that this will help with. So if you are an Intention membership member and you haven't used that yet, try it. It's one of my favorite tracks. If you liked this video, I've been making a bunch of New Year's reset style videos to inspire you if you're on a New Year's reset journey. I'm gonna have that linked up here. I also have a bunch of life admin style videos where it's just me organizing my space, but also just doing little tasks to make my life easier. If you are someone who gets inspired by watching other people do things, I do make a few of those kind of videos, so I have a whole playlist for that. I'm gonna have that linked up here. I appreciate you so much. This is the last official video in my New Year's Reset series. I hope that you've enjoyed it. I'm so excited for what 2026 is gonna bring. This is gonna be a good year. I feel it in my bones. I appreciate you so much and I'll see you soon.